love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They'll also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts, Mase and Cam.
Killer, what's going on, man?
What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm not in studio today. Had a last minute emergency. Apologize about that.
Oh, it's all good.
Word. Hey, yo, do they still do free cheese?
Yeah. Like the block cheese? The block cheese that give you the cheeseburger with cheese this thick?
They still do, because I remember it used to be cheese lines. That's where the phrase came from.
Nah, I don't think they do that no more.
Stat, you heard of free cheese? You ever got free cheese?
No.
Stat, you ever drunk powder milk?
Powder milk?
Yeah, you gotta add water to it. Carnation?
I'm like, I don't think so.
Stat, you've been lit all your life. You had motion all your life.
Because I didn't have powdered milk?
Yeah, I mean.
Because I didn't have the cheese.
You don't have the cheese. You don't have the powdered milk. You'd had carnation?
That sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
It's the milk in the can and then you add water to it.
Yeah, I know what it is, but like, I don't know.
You never had it. Syrup sandwich.
No.
Oh my goodness, Stat.
I didn't have syrup sandwiches.
I still eat mayonnaise sandwiches to this day.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I can't lie.
So you can eat mayonnaise sandwiches, but I can't eat the chicken nuggets that I brought?
Yeah, it's that chicken nuggets is wild at this point.
7 hours old.
It wasn't 7 hours old, though.
Yeah, those
y'all can eat that, but I can't eat chicken nuggets.
Those are like nuggets you bought from Indiana, Stat.
my mayonnaise sandwich is fresh off the press, out the toaster. How long was them nuggets in your purse?
It was right.
That's what you're not saying.
It was right before we started filming.
It's no McDonald's where we film at.
Yes, there is.
There's no McDonald's.
Right on the outside of the street.
Yeah.
Right there.
Stat, you wildin' today.
Okay, y'all.
Good luck.
Chicken nuggets from Indiana.
I'm dead. He said good luck. Okay, let's get into the topics. There's a lot going on social media right now, but we're going to start with Tom Brady. An inside source claims Tom Brady has accepted that Gisele's relationship with her trainer began years ago, suggesting infidelity on Gisele's part. So what do you guys think of Tom Brady's situation? And then how should he just move forward from the news that keeps circulating back to him?
Well, I'll start by saying this. He's finding out that Gisele is cheating, right? Are they together though?
No.
They're not together, but it still feels like she's cheating. You need to know that about guys. Some guys, when they've been with you so long, even when they're not with you, it feels like you're cheating. So he come to the realization he's going through the grieving process, which, you know, whenever you break up with somebody, it's like a death. You go through the grieving process, you get angry, all of those things. That's just what they say, you know. But to say that he finally realized she's cheating, did he not know before? Killer, what do you think? Did he not know she was cheating before? Let me tell you fellas something. If the girl, before you go, Killer, if the girl got a trainer, number one, like, she could have got a female trainer. So the fact that she got a male trainer is already kind of like a red flag. And if he wear those kind of pants, Pauls, that are like the dry fit Nike pants, you know what I'm talking about, Killer? That's really tight. And then he want to wear the shirt, Pauls. the shirt with his company on it, he probably smashed it because he's constantly telling her, go down, get up, go deeper. You know what I'm saying? So in her mind, she's used to hearing him say all of this. It's going to be almost like he's planning Brady's demise by doing this. Just think about this. Go deeper. Go down. Let me stretch you. All this. And he constantly saying this. He's setting up. Look, Stat is laughing. Put the camera on Stat.
I'm laughing for different reasons. I'll let y'all go first.
It doesn't make no sense?
No, like what you're saying, it's making sense.
Yeah.
But in her position, I don't know if that's making sense.
He's putting a mind. He's in her mind. If he's a trainer, then he definitely know the buttons to push. So he's already in her mind. And plus he's training her. And then he's throwing her legs down. He's picking her legs up. He's stretching her before she leave. He's telling her what to eat. Right? He's telling her when to come in. He got control over her. I don't know. Maybe I see it a different way. She could have got a female trainer, but she didn't. She went and got that nigga for a reason. It's like a guy. Killer, you ever been trained by a lady? You don't get the lady that doesn't look good. If he's on perv time, he's definitely finding the one that got the nice body to train him. What do you think, Killer?
Whose trainer was it? Her trainer or his trainer?
It was her trainer, but I think...
Yeah, she scouted the nigga out.
Yeah.
I said this on a previous show. Photographers, masseuse, and trainers are pervert. I told niggas this however long ago. Matter of fact, we was talking about Stat and the niggas calling her the Nubian queen and all this. And I was saying that those were the three biggest perv occupations. As far as Tom Brady finally accepting it, what else can he do?
He can't beat the trainer up. He definitely can't beat the trainer. I know that.
It's more about him thinking maybe he was going to get her back. He like, I retired. I quit. All right, I'm home. You see, it's been a whole year so far. I'm not doing this. And she's like, I told you this 6 years ago to do this and you ignored me. So now Tom Brady's finally probably realizing that, damn, a whole NFL season passed by, which he was still in good enough shape to play. Yeah. Not saying he was Patrick Mahomes or anybody out there, but he was in definitely good enough shape to still play. He quit football, thought that she probably would be like, okay, you finally did it, I'm coming home. And no, she was off and running. Thirdly, I think it's even fouler. And look, it's up for debate. Where do that's a great debate for anybody because they'd be like, where'd you meet your wife? Like, oh, you met your girl at a club? Oh, you met your girl online? Oh, you met your girl. You can't meet nobody nowhere. Yeah. Everywhere, it's like, you met them there? That's crazy. You met them at a grocery store? Where do you think people be at? But I do think it's foul that the nigga was around the house or in the gym with her every day, and this was going on. And I'm not going to say it to the extent that Mase was saying, but Mase is right. I'm not going to sit there and throw the up and down and backing up and all that, which was probably exactly what he was saying. But even if not, when you're around people and you're physically attracted to them, it happens. Sometimes you may not even start off being physically attracted to somebody, and then it turns into physical attraction because you start spending so much time with them and you're hanging out with them. Then you start saying, oh, I didn't know you was that funny. You're funny. And then everything else, he helps me. She started talking to her girlfriends. Oh, he helps me eat healthy. And he got me feeling better than I ever felt in my life. I'm healthy. I feel good. Tom had me stressed out all these years with this football shit, yada, yada, yada. And I think that's where it's at. And I think Tom Brady finally accepts it because he hasn't played football for a whole year and his wife haven't come home for longer than that.
Yeah. It's almost like he's saying, I want to take you out to dinner. And she's like, no, I got to go to the gym. And then he's saying, oh, I got these tickets for us to go over here. And she said, I'm really working on my abs. And then he keeps getting this no for everything about the gym, and it's not making sense. And then he recognizes that, and this is my theory, not Tom's, but just thinking, there was a lot of times I asked her about stuff, and she would be laughing, talking about her trainer, but I didn't know who it was. Now he knows. That's what I think.
Tom been knew because this hasn't been secret information. What the quote is saying, or what Stat is reading, is that he's finally coming to terms with it. It isn't like he didn't notice.
What does it mean to come to terms with it? In your vantage point, what do you mean come to terms with it?
Just what I said in the last segment about him saying, because like you kind of said in the beginning, I don't see it exactly how you see it, but I kind of understood where you was going in the beginning when you said you've been with somebody so long that it may seem like cheating. And I think that Tom was like, man, that's my bitch forever. Fuck out of here. I'm going to take off from football for a year and she going to be back home. And that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And now I think he's saying to himself, you know what? This is a dub. We're going to wrap this up. It's a dub. She ain't coming back. I thought if I did this, then it'd be over. Pardon me, not over. I thought she would come back and leave that nigga. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, I actually 1000% agree with that. I think we all thought that she was going to go back. So now that she hasn't, and then she is with, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu trainer, it's kind of like, dang. Because it's like, I don't know.
You can't go fight him.
Like,
you can't.
And even if he did, like, it's Tom. Tom Brady should like never.
He's a
be in that
Brazilian
position.
jiu-jitsu. The worst thing you need is for somebody to take your girl and knock you out. That would make it really horrible.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Shout out to Tom Brady. I wonder who he'll find next, because the whole situation is still like a lot to me. Because I mean, I will never knock somebody like focusing in on his career, and that's what he was doing. Obviously, football was his love, and like that's something that you kind of accept when you're with an athlete like that. Football is going to be first, just like in y'all's careers. Like, we're going to put our career first, but in that situation, I don't know. It's just real sad to me. But shout out to Tom Brady.
So whose side you
on?
She's on Giselle's side.
No, I'm on both. I just am an advocator for love. So it's like, I wish they were together. Giselle, I mean, if she felt like, that's not what she's... I mean, I feel like you knew what you signed up for. You knew Tom Brady was going to be committed to football. So that's the part that I don't get. But if she's not happy, I'm never going to be like, you got to stay. But then on his side, I don't think he should have to sacrifice his career and the thing that he loves like that. If you already know that's what he's in the game for, to do what he loves.
Yeah, that's how you got with him. You didn't get with him because he was mopping the floors.
Yeah. So I'm on like both sides. Okay. Next topic. Vikings Justin Jefferson is facing a paternity lawsuit from his ex-girlfriend who claims he pressured her to get an abortion. She's also seeking financial support and healthcare coverage from Jefferson. But what do you guys think about all the recent conversations with younger athletes and this baby mama drama?
This is getting out of hand. I don't know. I think it's always been out of hand, though, when you really think about it. I think babies... Here's my disclaimer. This is what I think, okay? I think babies, violence... That comes with being like a football player. Like, you expect a football player to wild out. That's just been my history of knowing about football players. But when it comes to a baby, I don't understand, like, what's so hard about taking care of the child? Like, the child didn't do nothing wrong. Sometimes when people, like we was talking about last segment, when you had a girl so long, you probably think she's yours. And then when she's not yours, people don't like to take care of their responsibility when she's no longer yours. And I think that's sad when it comes to the children, because she's been asking for this money for quite some time now. This is not a new request, according to my notes. Is that true, Stat? Yeah, because they had the baby. She was born in Oh no,
the baby was late December 2023, so it was like 2 months ago. But they apparently been romantically involved since 2019 with their LSU.
So you knew this was coming. And you make millions of dollars. Just help the kid. Like, don't let the baby go without health care. She's asking for health care. This is crazy. Roger Goodell, get involved. Help with this baby. Cam, what you got to say to that? Because if she's asking for financial support and she's asking for Medicare or not Medicare, health care, that's the ghetto coming out. Nigga said Medicare. She's asking for health care for the child. Help the baby go to the hospital, man. Come on, man. This is crazy. Medicare.
Roger Goodell is wild. Nigga, Roger Goodell help him out is crazy. Read the exact quote. Because help Roger Goodell help him out is crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, so, could you read exactly what the quote is so I know how to answer the question correctly?
He's facing a paternity lawsuit from his ex-girlfriend who claims he pressured her to get an abortion. And then it says that she's also seeking financial support and health care coverage from Jefferson.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think... What did Justin Jefferson do wrong?
He got her pregnant and don't want to take care of the baby.
That's not what I heard. That's why I'm asking. When we answer these questions, Mase, I listen to the question and not just say anything. The question is, she's seeking financial help. So that doesn't mean that he's not going to help her. That's just her way of putting it in the media, acting like he's not. And whoever said that he's not. Secondly...
So you think I'm being triggered? Is that basically what you're saying?
I don't know what you are. I don't know what you are. I'm answering the question the way it's presented. That's why I asked what the question is. You went to Roger Goodell and everybody else. I'm staying with a question. I don't know. That's why I'm asking what the question is. The second thing I was going to say is that, look, this is how females are. No disrespect. I'm talking about females when it's toxic. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying what he said wasn't, what she said ain't true, but let's be for real. In the beginning, niggas always be like, you gonna keep it? Word? You sure? Then you ask next month, you keeping it? Yes, I'm keeping it. I want it. Then you ask the next month. She getting bigger. It's going to be too late soon. You sure? Because I don't know about it. All that goes sometime that happen. Everybody don't got the perfect household, the perfect relationship or whatever. Sometime that happen. Look, it's kids here today like that one. I'm not going to say, listen, I don't know if my parents are not. Or Stat or whoever, or Mase or whoever. We don't know if nigga was like, so you keeping them? To us.
No, I know that's what happened to me. I know that's what happened to me. Maybe that's why I felt that way, you know?
Yeah, me too. Look, we come from
my dad had 3 sons named Mase.
Yeah, you told me that. That's crazy. That's disrespectful a little bit unless you George Foreman. Yeah. Look, my father walked past me on many occasions on Lennox. I had a fight with my father when I grew up, too. I'm just saying. So I just think that let's give Justin the benefit of the doubt before you throw him on the bus. We in a world where once information gets out, whatever one side of it is, that's what it is, without hearing the other side of the story. Now, look, a lot of times when abortion doesn't happen, the father grows up like, yo, what was I doing? I'm bugging. This my little girl or this my little nigga or vice versa, whatever it is. You be like, yo, I was bugging the fuck out. And then when you not getting along with the mother, they'll sit there and say, well, you know he wanted to get rid of you, right?
Yo, but like, think about that though. When athletes do very well, don't they start having charities and all of this, and they want to give to this cause and give to that cause? why not just give to your cause? That is the child, you know? I don't understand.
Listen, if he don't want to, if he's not trying to do that, I totally agree with you. But it sounds like to me, it's probably a few things.
Yeah.
If he liked her like that, this wouldn't even be in the news.
Yeah.
That's first and foremost, if he liked her like that.
And if he found out somebody else slept with her, he could have, it's so many things could have happened, you know? I get that side too. He probably found out something he didn't sign up for, and now he wants out, but it's too late.
Anyway, what I was saying before Mase interrupted me is that I was saying that basically he may not like her like that. Secondly, what Mase just said, I was going to say, next is, if you don't like her like that, I need to make sure it's mine. I'm not sure if it's mine or not.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, that's what you just said. That's why I was like, you cut me off and said exactly what I was going to say. So I'm 100% in agreement with that. Then after that, when you find out it's yours, you move forward amicably. You say, okay, cool. Drop them off here, drop them off there. Here's this, here's that. Visitation rights, you know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. But trust me, if he liked this girl like that, this wouldn't be going on. And if she didn't feel like he was going to throw her away, this wouldn't be in the public. So she had to go public with it. But what I will say is this, and I know it should have been taken care of before the baby got here, but it's only 2 months, so they have time to get on top of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next topic.
But you got to go get you can't do the DNA test till the baby get here.
So she ain't gonna have child support until the DNA test comes.
So let me ask you this, Murder. What if you give child support? What if you give child support from day one and then you kind of find out 6 months later it's not yours? You don't get that back. You can pay for backed up child support.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Everybody don't live in Georgia, Mase, where it's 300 a child, you said, right?
Yeah, it's 300.
See, that's why you think like that. In your brain, you like, yo, why niggas tripping over this 300 a month?
Yes. You're right. Some places it may be $9,000.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like I get what you said. Georgia have 14 of them niggas. It's only 300 a month. That ain't like that everywhere else, bro. Trust me. I can tell you.
All right. Moving along to the next topic. Now we're going to talk about the Chiefs. So a Chiefs super fan named Chiefsaholic has pleaded guilty to charges stemming from 11 bank robberies across 7 states. He can face up to 50 years in prison, and he will also have to forfeit an autograph painting of Patrick Mahomes. What do you guys think about the super fans' activities?
This is crazy. I'm looking at it right now. This is crazy. It said his violent crime spree goes across the Midwest. So he was just running from place to place, just getting cash. Where was his ultimate destination? This is stupid. And why would he blame this on the Chiefs? Huh?
No, I was just saying that his ultimate destination is right where he's at.
Yeah, this is crazy. It said he was using the cash to gamble online after he stole it from a casino. World's dumbest criminals, yo. Why would you steal it from the casino to bet it online? This makes absolutely no sense. And why would he put this on Kansas City? Like, Titletown don't need this, Cam. We don't need this kind of press. It's been a lot of bad press since we won. And I don't get that. How many years they should give him? How many years you think they should give him?
Well, it says he can face up to 50. So for being not the smartest,
nobody till I know they're guilty.
Yeah. Me neither, but that sounds about right if he did it. 29 years old. Now, he can't get out at no 79. What? I don't even know how to think about this, man. This is crazy.
What I'll say is, listen, man, it's all type of fans doing all type of crimes right now. He's just the latest with the biggest story. It's a nigga who killed the nigga last week. No, I'm just being facetious, but who's a Raiders fan? Yeah. It's a nigga who committed assault who's a Bucks fan. It's like, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And now, don't get me wrong, the biggest story is him robbing the banks, but you, like Mase, you throw the Chiefs on it to make it a bigger story.
Yeah, nigga probably just had a Chiefs hoodie on, got arrested in a Chiefs jersey, and now they putting it on the Chiefs. This is stupid.
Well, he was a big super fan. Because he had a whole get up. He came up in like a wolf suit and all that. So like he was known. That's why he had like autographed stuff from the players.
That probably was his way to rob the bank. Like if I walk outside right now and I got the two guns like the guy from the UNLV Rebels, right? Nobody's gonna take me serious like until I'm like, yo, give me your money right now. Like he pulled a real gun outside of the play costume. He's gonna be able to rob a lot of people, right? So it's a good decoy. You know, if you're gonna get away with a robbery, you gotta have a good decoy. And that's a good decoy to just show up as a Chief fan in Missouri. Fresh off the Super Bowl. 2 banks. He go in the bank, everybody like, oh, we just won. Like, no, nigga, put it in the bag right now. This is stupid. Stack, get to the next part. This is crazy.
Yeah, this was headlining news for the Chiefs, so I had to talk about it. Okay, Russell Westbrook partners with Target to build 180 affordable homes in South Central LA, where he grew up. What do you guys think about his new initiative? In some light news.
Russell Wilson or Russell Westbrook? That's super fire.
I thought he was from Long Beach.
Said South Central LA. Want to do stuff South Central.
Russ is the real MVP for this.
Yeah, what I think about it, I think it's great. What are we supposed to say? That's fucked up. Like,
I want to know how many basketball courts going to be in that place. I think this is an exceptional thing to do. I like to see stuff like this. But when you say affordable, how affordable?
I don't know, because that price point, we had discussion about that previously. So
is it affordable houses and you're going to help people get in it, or is it affordable houses and you got to qualify to get in it?
Probably qualify. The details are still emerging, but that's what I have so far.
I like it either way. It's noteworthy.
T.I. just did this in Atlanta, so congrats to both of them.
Yeah.
We're going to go to break, and when we return, we will discuss Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. What's stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about it. Wanna be free. Why am I in this woman wanna be free? Hell, I don't wanna see her walk away. I wish somebody told me the rules. Disagreements let her win, and it's cool. Even when I'm right, this ain't about you.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. Tonight, the Rockets will play the Suns. Underdog Fantasy has Kevin Durant at 26.5 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Cam?
Higher. He got to go crazy against Brooks.
Higher.
Okay. Devin Booker's at 8.5 first quarter points. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Lower.
8.5.
Yeah, first quarter.
First quarter. Houston Rockets. Higher.
Okay. And Dylan Brooks is at 1.5 3-pointers made. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Lower.
Lower.
Okay. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. So Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are getting a lot of buzz ahead of their fight in April, but the set location is New York. Do you guys think this is a good location for them?
I think this is an excellent location for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia because nobody has home court advantage. I remember when I used to see like Zab Judah or Danny Garcia. Shout out to both of those great, phenomenal fighters. It's like New York brings something different out of the fighters. I remember Holyfield and Tyson was fighting and somebody flew in the ring. It's just every time something happens in New York, it's always like unpredictable. I think that's where Andy Ruiz defeated, who was that? Anthony Joshua. So New York always brings a different style out of a fighter. And I'm really looking forward to that fight. At first, I thought it was just a brush-off fight. But after seeing the weigh-in, not the weigh-in, but the press conference, it looked like Ryan really wants to fight this fight. And, you know, hopefully this Sunday or coming up, we'll have Bill Haney up here. He could tell his side of that fight. But right now, as it speaks, I got Devin Haney. I think is a great fight. And I think that New York is in for a really good treat. I think this fight is going to be more explosive than what was that? Javante and Ryan Garcia.
Mike Tyson and Holyfield didn't fight in New York.
Where they fought at?
The MGM Grand.
Where were they when the parachute came through?
Las Vegas, Mase.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So what did that bring out of them? Because you said it brings stuff out of people.
You fool the experts sometimes, Cam. I put that there for you to bring that, to make sure you was on your toes.
Okay, I knew it. I knew that.
Gotta leave some breadcrumbs to make sure you still sharp. You know,
Okay.
I'm making sure you paying attention.
Because sometimes you get on the road, just roll. You know, Tyson Holyfield, they bought it out of them. They bought it all different colors.
No, honestly, I did the same thing the other day when I said, who was it? I think it was Kawhi Leonard. I said he was drafted in the second round. I knew he wasn't in the second round, but I was trying to see if you was sharp, but you didn't catch it. But, you know, pause. That's why we're going to continue on.
Now, what that sound like is one of your followers sent you something like, Mase, just so you know. It wasn't in the first round. I know how that went. This is why I be trying to explain to both of y'all. I hope y'all know people can see y'all, man.
Yes.
I hope y'all both know that. When y'all start saying that when you pick these people in the beginning of the season, and then pick them, and these people see y'all, man. I just hope both of y'all know that. But you see
how I was able to call. You see how I was able to call it like that because I did know that I did that. I'm being serious, Killer.
The thing is, why would you do that when you're a sports analyst and people are coming to you for information? What sense does that make?
Because I got to make sure you're sharp. You're only as good as your team.
I feel you, but the same day, even if I'm not that sharp, you have an audience that's coming to pay attention to you for your information. So I get if you're helping the team out, you would help me out by saying the right thing originally because I'm part of the team.
Cam, we're here for the long haul. And if I do something wrong today that makes us better tomorrow, then that's what I'm here for.
Yo, Stat, let me ask you a question, Stat.
Yeah.
Yo, Stat.
Yes.
I asked you a question. I say the wrong answer on purpose just to see if you get it right or wrong. You don't say nothing about it. And I come 2 days later and be like, by the way, Stat, I was just telling you, you didn't pick up on me giving you the wrong answer 2 days ago, even though my name is the expert. That's what my name is supposed to be. Mr. Honesty, you come here for the truth. That's my nicknames. But I do this on purpose to fool you and then tell you 2 days later.
Oh, no, it's not. It's based upon your vantage point, Killer. It's tomatoes, potatoes, Cam. Is how you see it. I was helping you to be better, you know?
If I didn't bring up the MGM Grand, I don't think you ever would have said anything about it, personally. So we brought up the MGM Grand. Now you're going to double back to something that you wasn't ever going to bring up again until just now. You found the window for that, which is fine. I'm cool. Well, thanks for helping me out because I didn't know that you was helping me out.
You're welcome.
As far as I appreciate it. As far as Ryan and Haney, I think it's a great for New York. When people have any event that's worth something, New York shows up and they show out. So everybody's going to be there. It's going to be crowded. What date is this exactly, Stat?
It's in April.
April 20th.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, because Oscar De La Hoya, even when he was dealing with Canelo, it must be something else going on because every year, or it seemed like every year, even going back to Cotto, somebody was fighting the garden near Cinco de Mayo because New York has a big Spanish population as well. Very, very big Spanish population. So, look, it's going to be the niggas versus the Spanish people that day in the garden. That's how they come. And those Spanish things, they come deep, but they come with their knives. They come with a bunch of ox cutters, all that. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a great place to have it because it isn't just about boxing. And I don't mean to sound like this, but it's just the truth. It's also going to be racial in there. You know, it's not just as much as blacks and Spanish stick together with a lot of shit. When it's time for boxing, the Spanish people definitely stay with their Spanish people and the black people support the black people. And that doesn't mean that you don't like the other opponent. It's just the way it is. But Spanish, trust me, in the garden that night, it will be a bunch of Spanish people in there going crazy. So I think, like Mase said, it's not a home court. It's not an advantage for either fighter. But if you ask me who's going to have an advantage as far as crowd goes, I think it's definitely going to be Ryan. But I'm looking forward to it.
And the reason that I asked about the location is because when the location was already announced that it would be held in New York, Ryan Garcia had tweeted, "This is an MGM Vegas fight, doing everything we can to bring this to Vegas and giving this fight what it deserves." So he doesn't want to stick too much on the location part, but he himself said that he did want it to be in Vegas. So that's why I asked about that, because a lot of people were going back and forth about that.
Yeah, and they was trying to get it for Cinco de Mayo, but now it falls on a Tuesday. It's a leap year, so and this leap year is now falling on a Tuesday. It normally will fall somewhere where they could fight.
Okay. Another fun little comment. I'm not even going to say it's fun because I'll let you guys determine how you guys feel about it. But it was revealed Chris Paul was almost traded to Miami to play with LeBron and Dwayne Wade. But it didn't happen because Wade didn't want to give up the number 3 jersey. What do you think about this news from Chris Paul?
Looking back, oh, they made the right choice. They made the right choice. If you think that Wade County or Dade County would trade in Wade for Chris Paul, I don't know what kind of drugs you would have to be smoking or be on, because when it comes to like D Wade, he's like a fixture in Miami. So to think that they were gonna actually give him his number or make any adjustment for Chris Paul to come there is crazy. I don't think it would have worked. I don't think they would be better. I don't think they would have won more chips. I think everything about that was a bad idea. So whatever stopped it, they helped Miami. Cam, what do you think? And I think Chris Paul is a great player. I just think he would have not been good for them. I think what Chalmers did, what the guy, what was his name? Norris or something like that. What they did was enough. They didn't need nobody else.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Chris Paul would have helped. I don't know where Chris Paul helps out. Hasn't been helping out anyway.
He had a great career. It's just he's at the end of the road, boys. The man.
He had that one opportunity. The opportunity that he had is the first year he went to the Suns. And they went to the chip. And he got hurt, like he usually does.
Mm-hmm.
That was his opportunity right there. A lot of us forgot that he plays for the Golden State Warriors because he's been hurt. You haven't seen him on the court in a couple months.
What about when he was at Houston? That was another opportunity he had.
Yeah. Look at opportunities at the Clippers as well. I'm just saying to myself, as far as him getting to the championship, that was the one time he had to actually be right there in a championship. That was the only time he's been to a championship. As far as the question, yo, bro, I just won a champion. I ain't gonna say one because it had been a few years. But talking about D Wade, he won a championship, and not only did he win a championship, he was the Finals MVP. Not only that, he's the one that stayed home, and Chris Bosh left where he was at in Toronto. LeBron James left Cleveland where he was at to come play with him down there in Miami. It isn't like D Wade, well, he did later on in life, but during this particular time, he didn't go nowhere. He was home. Everybody was, now don't get me wrong, like Mase said, that shit is definitely during that time, it was Wade County. And they love D Wade, and the weather's good, and that's why niggas came to fuck with him. You expecting this because you got a brand, and don't get me wrong, I know brands are big.
Yeah,
you're
CP3.
You better be CP16 if you want to come down here, man. I wouldn't give up shit. That nigga's a finals. And listen, think about this. He was the finals MVP 2 years after Shaq was the finals MVP, and Shaq was on his team. So when you look, Kobe couldn't get the MVP when him and Shaq played together. Shaq got all 3 MVPs.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, for D Wade to get the MVP and Shaq is on the team, I'm that nigga. And no, you can't have my number. No.
And you think that stopped the trade? You think that was the reason for the stopping of the trade?
The jersey number?
He said yeah. A trade, they said. It said it was a trade, or was he a free agent? What did it say?
It said he was a free agent, almost traded to Miami, and it didn't happen because Chris Paul wanted the jersey number.
How are you a free agent and get traded? Which one is it?
Like they know you're gonna be a free agent, so they put a deal together to make sure they trade you under that deal.
Miami wouldn't have took that deal even if he didn't want the number 3. Why would a nigga contract expiring and then you're gonna get him for a few months before the trade deadline and be like, yo, let's just say the trade happens in January and then his contract is up, because Chris Paul still was primetime player at this time. So why would you trade up any key pieces for a nigga you might only have for 4 months? I don't know. I will have to do some more homework on that, because if you're a free agent you can't get traded. So I just will have to do some more due diligence.
Yeah,
I'll just
but
say
either way, they ain't need that nigga, man. They ain't need to get no Chris Paul. And now the nigga asking for Wade number. What else he's gonna want to do? Get a poster house? Come on, man.
Yeah. It's also, to me, the whole thing is just really petty over a jersey number. Like, I know that's sentimental to you to want 3, but it just, I don't know. The whole thing doesn't make sense. And Miami benefited in the end. So shout out Miami. Go Heat. Okay. So the Jets granted Zach Wilson permission to seek a trade. Should he take the opportunity? And then what team do you guys see him being a good fit for?
They're allowing him to seek a trade.
Yes. They're giving him permission.
How does that work?
They're giving him permission to legally go look at other teams and see what their offers are. Because they know Aaron Rodgers is coming back. So they gave him permission, him and his agent.
The seek a trade. I thought that's what the team is supposed to do. Yo, that's like telling a chick, yo, Zach Wilson, this is what this is like. This is like seeing a girl and say, yo, I don't want to break up with you until you find another nigga. That's how crazy that sounds. Right? That is essentially what you're saying. I don't want to leave you with nobody. So go find you another nigga and let me know when you find you another nigga, and then I'm out. I really don't agree with that. If y'all know y'all don't want him at the Jets, trade him. But at least they're trying, I guess, give him the common courtesy to find a team or a city he wants to be in. But what happens if they don't have the personnel or the monies don't match up? That's what it's about a lot of times when it comes to trades, is if the money match up. And I don't think the money will match up with where he would like to be.
I hear this all the time, seek a trade. What they're basically essentially saying is, oh, you feeling yourself. I ain't going out there and see who want to fuck with you then. You'll be back here. That's what they're saying. That's what, and when they let you seek a trade, that's what they're telling you. Oh, okay, you think niggas want you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go on out there and see if niggas pick up the phone for you. You'll be back next week. That's what seeking a trade is. When a team lets you do that, to me, and I don't have any inside information about it, but I heard this over for several different, is that they're essentially saying, we're willing, since you think you're that good, that you can't back up Aaron Rodgers and you think you could possibly be a starting quarterback somewhere, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go on out there. Go and do your thing. Go and see.
Try to market.
If nobody picks up. Right, try to market, exactly. Try to market, and then when you come back, we're going to give you less than what you asked for because you was feeling yourself. But that's what essentially, to me, teams laugh. It's two things I think scenarios are is this. When you've been loyal to a team for so long, like a veteran player, I'm just giving an example, like I'm just using this for example, like Klay Thompson. And I'm not saying this has happened, I'm just giving a person who's been on the team, who meant a lot to the team and is loved upon the crowd. They'll tell you, look, we can't give you what you want, but we're not opposed to you going to find what you want somewhere else. And if you do, it's all good. We love you. We want to make sure you're taken care of, but we can't give you this. But if you stay here, we can give you this. We can give you this if you stay. Now, if you think you were, so let's use numbers. If you think you were $40 million a year, you go seek a trade. But if you want to stay here, we got 17 for you. We got 17. We can't do 40. Yeah. So you give that kind of courtesy to a player that's a veteran, then you give to Zach Wilson. Go on, this nigga. Go ahead. Go on out there. Go figure it. You know what? You go figure it out. You and your agent. Yeah. And that's what I think is going on with that situation.
Yeah, Paul, you think we lowballing you? Go ahead. Go ahead. Do what you got to do.
Exactly. And I really believe that the Jets are saying, look, I don't think we could find a worse backup anyway. We'll find somebody. If that nigga do find somebody to go fuck with, we'll find somebody just as good as him, at least. Mm-hmm. So as far as the last part of the question, Stat, what would be a good team to go to? I really have no answer for that because he didn't play good at all. And I don't even know if he's a second-string quarterback. He may be a third-string quarterback at this point. So if you want to take a job somewhere being a possible third-string quarterback, I don't know. I don't know where they need third-string quarterbacks right now. I know he isn't going to start anywhere in the NFL next season. But teams do need people with some type of experience on their team.
Yeah. I mean, in his case, the best, situation for him would obviously be one of the best teams like the Bills or the Chiefs. Because, I mean, Steelers had that situation where we got to the point of using our third string quarterback who actually took us to the playoffs. So in Zach Wilson's case, all he can really do is learn under a great quarterback. Because besides that,
that's actually a good thing to do. He probably need to go to Titletown, be the third quarterback. At least he'll learn what greats do. But he could do that same thing right there in New Jersey. But he's not willing to wait his turn.
What I believe is, to be honest with you, and I don't know this, is just, thinking about his whole scenario, is that he doesn't mind being a second string quarterback because that's why he stayed with the Jets in the first place last year, because he knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be there. He's supposed to be under the tutelage of him, learn shit for the next couple years. So when Aaron Rodgers eventually retires, he's seen everything that Aaron Rodgers did. I think the fans were so wishy-washy on him that he like, yo, I'd rather learn in a new city under another nigga like Aaron Rodgers. Because New York fans are brutal and they wasn't nice to him. It wasn't just the fans. It was the analysts on TV every day. Not just our shows across linear television every day disrespecting him. They win 2 games in a row, they love him. He lose 4, they hate him. And I think that he wants a fresh start because when you're in New York, that spotlight is going to be on you, as opposed to being, and no disrespect, but let's just say Lawrence's backup in Jacksonville. He'll be under the radar more than he will be with the Jets, even though Jacksonville is a better team.
Okay. And then moving to basketball, looking at the NBA power rankings, the Celtics claim the top spot, with their 46-12 record. Then OKC, followed by Denver, the Timberwolves, then the Clippers. So is there any team not in the top 5 that you're shocked by? And then how do you guys feel about the rankings?
Did you say OKC?
Yeah, they're second.
Okay. So who's number 1 again? Boston?
1, Celtics, then OKC, Denver, Timberwolves, Clippers.
I can go with that. I would have liked to see Milwaukee there, but they're not playing at that level yet. So I think this is sufficient for where everything is right now. I don't think that when it's all said and done, this is going to be the top 5 teams or even the top 2 on the East. I really believe that. I believe that Miami has Celtics number with all the talent they got. I think they have their number.
Like you're saying, you see, like clarify what you're saying. Like you see Miami having.
They have the Celtics number.
Okay.
Like you know how you're better than a team, but somehow they just keep beating you.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's the only way to explain what they've been doing. Hopefully Porzingis does something different for them. But I think if they run into Miami early, they might be out of there. And they'll be sad. So that power ranking really doesn't mean anything. I think it means something for OKC because being the type of team that OKC has been there before too, where they made it to the championship but didn't win it. But I could really see this group actually winning if they get there. And I know that's a lot of ifs, but if they get there, they're winning it. I don't see them failing if they get to the championship.
Yeah, the power rankings is cool. Everybody in these power rankings is really based upon, for me, playoff experience. And fix this. This particular team in OKC doesn't have any playoff experience. Minnesota, this team doesn't have any real playoff experience besides getting bumped in the first round. The Clippers, They have championship DNA on their team. So I'm not mad at the Clippers. But for me, everybody's in the top 5 rankings. This is where they should be for their record and part of the season it is. It basically boils down to what are they going to do in the playoffs. Boston, you're on the clock. Championship year before last, Eastern Conference Finals last year. You didn't do it. You're a mile ahead of every team in the Eastern Conference by far. Y'all should win that by at least 8 or 9 games moving forward when it's all said and done. Oklahoma, I'm looking at the list while I'm talking to y'all. Like I said, it depends on play. I really like them too. We'll see if them guys step up when it's playoff time. Denver Nuggets. You know, we haven't heard a lot from Denver, but just because we haven't talked about them, but this nigga Joker's still out here. Joker had a triple-double the other day on 100% shooting. 100% shooting. Triple-double. He's out here doing what he wants to do, and we haven't talked about them a lot, but they're still right where they need to be, maybe because they haven't really been in first place, but they haven't gone below 4th place that I know of. But as far as this is concerned, I think this is a good list for where everybody is right now. Mase mentioned Milwaukee. They're number 6 right now. I think they might have been in the Power 5 if Doc wasn't coaching. We'll see what Doc does in the next, I believe it's 25, 30 games left. We'll see what happens. But I'm not mad at this list for the time of year it is and everybody's record. It's absolutely fine with me. We'll see what happens in the playoffs.
Do you still think Denver is the team to beat in that top 5?
Healthy Denver for me is the team to beat.
Yeah.
A healthy Denver.
You're not going with the GOAT? James Harden
I like them.
and Kawhi?
I like them too. I really do. I like them a lot. It's just that the reason I say playoffs, and trust me, Kawhi, Mase in the playoffs, everybody, you know, Ty Lue is a champion, Kawhi's a champion, Russell Westbrook been to the championship. The GOAT is the only one who hasn't been to the chip yet. But I believe that they know what it takes to get there. But with Kawhi, he has a poker face, and I don't even, despite that underneath his poker face is a monster pause. When I say that, when it's time to go, it's time to go. I know for a fact when shit gets treacherous and the shit game is on the line and it's time to win, the Joker doesn't know anybody but the basketball and the basket. And don't get in the way. I seen that with my own 2 eyes last year. When he took it upon himself, not saying that Caldwell Pope, not saying that Bruce Brown, not saying Jamal Murray, not saying that their coach didn't put a spectacular game plan together throughout the playoffs. I seen with my eyes Joker tell niggas, get out the way and put the team on his back to a championship. I witnessed that.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact, players like the Joker, they want to be home anyway. He almost didn't go to the parade to go back home. So when he's here playing basketball, or getting money or taking care of his family, he's not here to play no games because he's not from here. We have a lot of players in the league that's not from here and probably go home to their country in the summertime. But I think that that's when you need to take it serious. Now, you're over here making a shitload of money, don't get me wrong. But did you come here to lose? I think Joker knows what it means to win and go back home a champion and try and do it again. He experienced that for the first time last year. I think he wants that again. He's probably a national hero out there.
I think they set these playoffs up to be real goodies because when you think about it, the teams that they're going to end up playing are the teams we wanted to see in the finals, which was Phoenix and, you know, Golden State and stuff like that. And Golden State is going to end up probably playing either OKC or the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it's going to be both real goodies. And that's what I think going to happen.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Two Big Macs.
Like when they doing them 2 for 5.